I've seen this for 3 years. Guys, just remember, there were 3 consecutive years where Russell Westbrook was not good in the first half. I understand there's a difference between not good and, like, tragic. But he was not good in the first half. He was great in the second half.
Max.
And he has to – what do you think
Max.
Jay, he forgot how to play basketball?
No,
it ain't that, Max. It just looked different, though, dog. I'm just telling you. I understand the second half, last several years when he's been traded and the first half looked one way and the second half looked another. This is one of them deals where it's like, damn. Mm-hmm. Like, when you see it, you got to see it, Max. I mean, like, just really – look at it. Really look at it and be like, something. It's something, Jay. I don't know what it is. It's like an infielder in baseball to me that goes into a slump that just can't field the ball and throw it to first.
Can't throw the ball over to. Can't throw the ball. Chuck Knobloch suddenly forgets how to throw the ball to first base.
It's just It was one of the weirdest things to see in person.
This is what happens when you are a superstar, but you also wear the hat of GM, right? Because from what I heard, Rob Pelinka wanted a guy like Buddy Hield. And I think Buddy Hield would have fit into this offense a lot differently, doing with his ability to space the floor. And what LeBron wanted was Russell Westbrook. And they got Russell Westbrook. And, look, you have 2 days off after you beat the Knicks in overtime. 2 days off to relax. And you come out last night, that game was embarrassing. They were down 30 at one point in the game.
Yeah, that was about my 5th shot. But,
That's why he's running on fumes, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is the second game in a row where Russell Westbrook has not played in the fourth quarter. He's been benched.
Let me ask you something about that, Jay. I want to ask you something about that. Like, I look at Floyd Mayweather in boxing. One of the reasons that people, why isn't Floyd the greatest of all time? Because boxing heads know he chose opponents very carefully and wisely. But that's because he was the smartest guy in the game. He knew what he was looking at more than anyone else. That's why he was the best boxer. So he knew, no, that guy everyone thinks is good. I see a vulnerability. This guy, the time is right, etc. LeBron, to me, is like that. His basketball IQ is so high. What happened where he looks at Westbrook, he goes, no, I want that guy. And he so misidentified the situation that he's spectacularly wrong? LeBron?
Yes. I mean, you swing sometimes and you miss. I mean, it happens, right? You can't shoot 100% from the field all the time. I get the notion of it, though, because when Brown wouldn't be on the court, he can kickstart the offense. He gives you that extra momentum because he plays fast, and he increases the tempo of the game, and he's another willing passer. But it just seems like the pieces don't fit. And there's this beef between him and Frank Vogel. I mean, you got to listen to the sound, because what it sounds to me like, Key, is when a guy starts saying, well, it's not me. I got to have the opportunity to play in order to be here on the court and help you guys. I mean, you even seeing the body language between Bron and AD last night when he's trying to console them. Their body language is like, come on, man, get out of here with that right now.
It's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Here is, you mentioned sound from Westbrook. Here's Westbrook on that late game moment with AD and LeBron. He's trying to cheer him up.
Listen to this.
Listen to Westbrook.
Just give them encouragement. Just keep their head up. Keep playing. Tough night. And I told him I wish I could help them. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the game to be able to help them. And that's why I came here to be able to help them out. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that, for them. But that's not my call. I can be there, as a leader and as a voice of whatever it is that is needed for the team. And that's what I'll do until, my number or whatever is called during that time.
Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise.
See, here's what leadership is to me, Key. I don't deflect on my head coach making a decision whether I'm in the game or not. I don't use that as an excuse. And I understand that you could be frustrated about the scenario, but you have to fix that. And that feels like somebody's deflecting blame, saying it's not, it started off strong. Hey, I want to build you up. It's just another game. We'll be fine. But like leadership is owning the accountability of the fact that you're not in games during the fourth quarter, or you're not in games where your team's making a run to get back in the game.
It's not because you're balling that you're sitting on the bench.
Exactly.
Well, he clearly knows that if there's a problem. I mean, he knows that. Whenever he touched the ball, the crowd booed. Literally, they were booing when he touched the ball. So he knows that there's some issues. And frustration sets in with professional athletes when things aren't going the way that you anticipated them to go. LeBron James looked at Westbrook as a guy who could help the team play. Remember, you asked Max, you asked Jay the question, how did LeBron mismanage identifying Westbrook as a piece? Well, when he identified him, Westbrook was okay. It was fine. Nobody envisioned Westbrook playing at the way that he's playing and at this level. They didn't say, oh, okay, Westbrook is hot garbage, let's go sign him. They were like, no, he's good for what we want to do. He's going to be the guy. When LeBron's on the bench, he can come in at the second unit and kind of control things, still keep us in the games from an offensive standpoint. He is in a terrible, like literally terrible slump, that I've never really seen in basketball. I've seen guys drop footballs, several games in a row and try to fix it. I've seen guys, as I mentioned before, in baseball have trouble fielding the ball and throwing it to first base. I've seen that, but I've never, ever seen what I saw last night. And LeBron James is certainly frustrated when you look at body language. That's why I like going to games, because I can read body language very well. And the body language is like, man, get me something or get me the hell out of here.
I do not want to miss the headline here, because I haven't ever really heard this man speak this way. LeBron James literally said it was like an admission of, we're nowhere close. Like, it almost feels like I've never heard LeBron James sound defeated.
I
heard
have
him
one
frustrated.
time. I heard
when?
one time before in the second, I want to say, season. The finals against the Warriors, the KD Warriors. They asked LeBron before one of the games, maybe even before the series started, or maybe it was a game or two into the series, and he sounded like this to me.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.